Good morning. I'm Don Hadley, president of Applied Vision Works, and the reason I wanted to talk to you is about setting the table. When you're sitting down for a meal, whether it's with your spouse or kids, or maybe having people over for dinner, when you go to a restaurant and eat, the table's set. And that's very important because you need all the tools to be able to eat. Otherwise, you eat with your hands, which is messy. It's not very hygienic. Or you have to keep running to the kitchen, or you keep asking for silverware, and it gets in the way of having good conversation and a good experience and having the fellowship that you're trying to get from a good meal with someone else or a group of people. And I'm mentioning this because so often in business is we set the table for failure. We put the wrong tools out there, the wrong sense of things, or we don't have the tools available. And so we're setting the table for failure where it's really not going to be that good a meal. The food could be great, but the experience is not good at all. I've been to a number of restaurants where the experience is great in terms of the food that you eat, but the experience, the fellowship, the disruption, the server having what we need just disrupts everything. And quite frankly, I don't want to go back. So the reason that I'm sharing this with you is the alternative is setting the table for success. So that means when you're going into a meeting, getting information to people ahead of time before the meeting so they can be thinking about it and walk into the meeting ready at a deeper level to talk. It may be investigating what are the right topics for the meeting. Are there any obstacles? It may be going into an interaction with somebody saying, hey, I want to talk to you Tuesday, and when we talk, here's the goal of the meeting. I want you to be thinking about this. Here's some of the concerns. So you may be getting them ready for that just through a verbal conversation. It may be in going to a customer and talking to a customer as you want to prepare ahead of time to know the facts of what's happening. What's your on-time delivery? What's the quality of what's happening? Is there anybody else involved in it or their view of it? Are there any other suppliers, vendors you need to talk to that may have data? So I find a lot of meetings that I do are not hard. I've done a lot of setup ahead of time. I kind of have it hardwired knowing what people are thinking, and then it's just a matter of drawing them out with each other, getting them to a conclusion, and then I know when I walk away from the meeting, they're going to launch and go off in a great direction. And so I find most of my work is setting the table, not actually at the meal. The meal for me, the meeting, if you will, the interaction itself is actually pretty easy and not that hard, and it's a lot of fun. Periodically, I do such a great job setting the table, I can actually in one meeting or one interaction accomplish what would have taken 2 or 3 interactions or meetings. So I want to challenge you to start setting the table for success, identifying where it's set up for failure and get people to think of it differently, and start figuring out how to have great meetings, great experiences. So thank you for your time. If you would like to chat about it, my email is dhadley@appliedvisionworks.com. My cell phone is 919-368-9008.